Welcome to FBB Forum. My name is David, and this podcast is dedicated to all the amazing women of bodybuilding. If you like this content, please be sure to subscribe and follow my YouTube channel and Instagram pages. And best wishes to all the amazing muscle ladies that are competing at the Van Isle Showdown this weekend. And I'll be watching the live stream on that one, so I'm excited about it. Um, yeah, that's going to be the Women's Physique Pro start of the year, basically. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. So I'm very pleased to welcome the stunning IFBB Pro Women's Physique athlete Jen Erhardt. Is that the right pronunciation?
Earhart, yeah,
Erhardt? Okay, cool. Sorry, I forgot to
it's
ask you.
okay. Thank you.
Um, Jen most recently competed at the Atlantic Coast Pro Show in Fort Lauderdale in November 2024, and she earned her pro card at the 2023 NPC USAs in Las Vegas. Jen lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and has been competing in bodybuilding since 2016. She is currently working with the amazing coaching duo of Dom and Amanda, and I'm excited to see her compete again. And stay tuned to find out where she'll compete next. So, thank you for joining me, Jen. It's really good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Are you at the gym now?
I am, yes. I'm gonna work out right after we're done talking.
Oh, terrific. That's so cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, so I was curious in terms of getting started in bodybuilding, if you had an athletic or a sports background before you started.
Yeah, I played college softball and basketball. And so when I was done with that, I needed something to get me competitive. And also I lost my best friend. And so my therapy was lifting. I found myself spending 4 or 5 hours in the gym every day.
Oh, wow.
And I just enjoyed lifting heavy. So I know this is one of your questions, but my cousins got me into bodybuilding. Megan and Ryan Gillette, they were both competitors back then, and I competed once with them and just fell in love with it and got a lot of compliments. And I was like, oh, maybe I have a future in this, and I kept going. So
That's
yeah,
terrific. That's great that they talked you into it and you said you started with bikini, right?
yeah, I started in bikini. I was like 125 pounds on stage,
Wow.
super lean. It was really cool, but I took a few years off and did powerlifting and really put on some size. And now on stage, I'm sitting around like 160, 165.
Wow. How tall
Yeah.
are you?
I am 5'6".
Wow, that's terrific. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Very
Thanks.
cool. If you don't mind me asking, I was curious about your best friend. That's really sad that he or she passed away.
Yeah, her name is Taylor. We were 20. She was diagnosed with leukemia. Um, and we lost her about 3 months into her treatment in 2015. So it was really hard. She was like a sister to me. We spent every day together. So it's
Wow.
tough. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's so young too. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad to lose somebody so young, but
Yeah.
still keep those memories close, so yeah.
Yeah. Just gives me more drive and more reason. I always tell people you need a reason why you do what you do or why you're so passionate about something. And she's definitely my why or my reason that I do this.
That's cool. Yeah. Do you still keep in touch with her family and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, I'm still close with her little sister and her brother and her parents, so it's been good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that though.
That's okay. Thank you.
I was curious if you have a fitness role model or somebody that you really look up to in bodybuilding currently.
Currently, I would say my coach, Amanda, she really is just so on it, like detailed down to the T, and she works so hard every single day. So I would say her work ethic is really impressive, and I look up to her a lot.
Yeah, she looks amazing this year. She's made a lot of improvements, I think.
Yeah, she has.
I'm going to get to see her and Dom at the New York Pros, so I'm excited to see her.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I haven't met her in person before, but I know she's doing really good work with Susan Matheson too, and
Yeah, yeah, she's great.
they have some training videos together. So yeah, I'll drop a link so that folks can check out Amanda's recent videos because yeah, she is really amazing, and You're working with Dom as well?
Yeah, Dom is he's my main coach. Amanda will come in and she helps more with my posing. But Dom is really like the mastermind of my
Yeah,
prep. He's a genius when it comes to like food manipulation and just hormones and knowing what the body does. And it blows my mind the things that he knows, and it's been really good.
that's terrific.
Yeah.
One thing I don't know is how to pronounce his last name.
I say Mustacio, but I
Okay,
could be butchering it, but that's just what I think it is. I have no idea.
okay, cool. I'll include his Instagram down below too, but I know he and Amanda are fiancés, and I know that they're it's kind of neat watching their journey. They're really
Yeah,
cool.
it's been really cool to see.
That's cool. Yeah, Amanda is great. She's just really improved a lot, and so is Susan, I think. So I think
Yeah,
it's great that you're working with both of them.
yeah.
Um, I was curious when you first started competing in bikini, was it tough for you to get up on stage because in the very little clothing, or was it nerve-wracking for you?
Um, Honestly, the bikini part wasn't a problem for me. It was a little weird, especially my second show, my parents went to it. So that for sure was weird. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be like bending over and they're gonna be staring at my butt. But for me, I still get nervous going on stage, but not until like the very last second. But you kind of enter this whole, at least for me, enter this whole different world when you're on stage, and I have fun with it. I love being on stage.
That's terrific. Yeah. Did you like ditching the heels and doing women's physique? Do you prefer that?
Yes, I cannot stand heels.
Oh,
I
really?
cannot stand heels. Yeah. I can walk in heels just fine, but I don't like them. So when I ditched those, I was more than happy. I'm also like I'm a huge fan of posing, like classic physique posing. Um, and so that's been tremendous. I love to pose.
That's terrific. Yeah, your posing is really good, and
Thank you.
as a fan, I prefer women's physique and bodybuilding because you do get to do your posing routine and show
Yeah.
some creativity. It's not as kind of rigid as the figure bikini and such,
Yeah, yeah. I'm a creative individual, so it's really cool to have another creative outlet, and to me, that's posing.
That's awesome. Does Amanda help you design a posing routine too with the music and everything?
Um, no, I've been doing my own routines. Rachel Danielson helped me with my posing routine for USAs.
Oh,
Me and her are pretty close friends, and she helped me out a ton with my posing that year. So, big props to her because she's beautiful when it comes to posing. She's great.
I know. I'm excited about her coming back to stage at
I know,
Pittsburgh.
me
It's so
too.
cool. Yeah. She looks really kind of amazing. It's
She
like
looks fucking great. Yeah, yeah.
and she overcame that dog bite and
I
everything.
know. Oh my
Amazing.
gosh.
Yeah, very inspiring. I'm excited for her.
Yeah.
I want to interview her too, but she's been so busy. I have to try probably get her after Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah, I think she's locked in right now.
Yeah, that's true. I did get to see her at the Clash because she was there to support Tracy Jones, who's a friend of hers, and that's the right Tracy, right? Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. I get my Traces mixed up, but
I
yeah.
know there's so many.
Oh man. But no, it was Tracy Jones, and yeah, and it was great to see Tracy per, do her pro debut, I think. But Rachel Daniels being there was really cool and helping support her. So
Yeah.
now, in terms of winning your pro card at 2023 USAs, what was that experience like? That was a thrill for you?
It was. Yeah, it was I got second place, and I wasn't gonna say that on this, but I can't not say that because I feel like I know I earned it because I felt like I deserved to be a pro at that point because of
Yeah.
my work ethic and my body shape and everything. But getting second place definitely stung me a little bit. But
Okay.
overall, it was a good experience. Um, the show, not my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. It
Okay.
was run really fast. They cut our routines short, like 15 seconds short. So it
Really?
was zip zip, and they pushed two classes together, not my class, but I know like they pushed two other classes together and that pissed off a lot of people because then you lose four pro cards essentially.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's true.
but overall, it was a great experience. I'm glad I went there and I liked Vegas, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Vegas is cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a show where the top two get in each class get the pro card too. So and they're who did that. I think it was 2018 Nationals was Andrea Shaw. She and now she's Ms. Olympia, so
Yeah.
so I nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's awesome that you got your pro card there and that you
Thank
obviously put in
you.
all the hard work and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and no, and yeah, that's interesting about the USA's. I always feel women's bodybuilding, women's physique gets the short end of the stick sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, but hey, it's okay. I got
Yeah,
the job done. I was there to get one job done and I got it done. So I was happy.
that's terrific. Well, that's good. Yeah, and getting that pro card was the goal anyways, I bet. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I noticed that you did the 2023 Legions Pro for your pro debut, and then you competed at the Atlantic Coast Pro last year. And how'd you place at those shows? And was it kind of cool to be up on stage with the pros and your idols and such?
Yeah, it was really cool. I probably shouldn't have jumped right into Legion. I was not in a good spot in life. I was dating the same guy that I was dating, and it was very stressful at that point in time. I was actually homeless for about a month,
Really?
living in my car with two dogs and my boyfriend at the time. But I still pushed and looked as good as I could look, but held on to a lot of water, didn't do well. I placed like probably, they stop at 16th. So probably 16th, 17th, 18th. I did not do good, but it was really cool.
Okay.
Legion is a fantastic show.
Yeah,
Um, all the girls I competed against, I mean, the lineup that year was so stacked. It was really cool to see them all on stage and to be on stage with them. So it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
that's terrific. Yeah, the pro debut is always kind of cool and but also uh you kind of have to humble yourself too, because now you're kind of like at the with all the
Yeah,
pros, you're going
yeah,
against
it was
them.
definitely like a humbling moment. And then same with the Atlantic Coast Pro.
Yeah,
I was almost there. I was probably about 3 to 5 pounds away from where I should have been, like lean wise. Again, I was very stressful time in my life.
yeah, I
I
got
was
you.
in a very abusive relationship and we were fighting all week and I had found out he cheated on me like 4 weeks out. So,
Oh
but
wow.
I did do a lot better than any other show I've done. Um, but when we filled me back out, the fat that I still had on like my glutes got watery, so my striations went away. Um,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah. So again, I didn't place well. I think I got like 15th or something.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. But I mean, you're still young and you still got time to work on it too. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you have a great look too, so I think you're gonna do good place higher definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel like for women, it takes a few times of getting to that level of leanness to get the striations and the graininess to really pop, especially in your lower body.
Yeah,
So I think just the more and more I do it, the better I will look. So
I agree with you on that. Yeah. I think it also is good for you to get your face out there in front of the judges now and at least then get them familiar with you and
yeah, definitely,
you know,
definitely.
yeah, because I think that there's definitely something to be said for familiarity with the competitors,
Absolutely.
the judges to see you. So yeah, um, that 2023 Legions was cool. They had the Julia versus Susan top two battle. That was a really good battle.
Yeah, that was really cool. Julia looked amazing. And
Yeah,
that's when I kind of was like, oh shit, she has a similar to a physique as mine, I think.
yeah.
Um, Beautiful shape. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. It was really cool to see. Yeah.
And Susan did some powerlifting and came back, and then I think that really improved her physique. She's put on a lot of size, so
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
it
one
was
thing I will say. I'm so thankful I did powerlifting because the density that I put on in those 3 years of powerlifting is like unmatched. So yeah,
that's great. No, it does. It makes a huge difference, I think, and makes you more
yeah,
competitive in bodybuilding for sure, I think. So
yeah.
yeah, that's great. Yeah. Um, I was curious at those shows that you've done so far, did you find a kind of a good iron sisterhood, or was it kind of catty, or what was it like backstage?
Yeah, everybody is very nice. I didn't have a bad experience at any show. I have a lot of friends who are physique competitors now. We stay in touch on Instagram and
Nice.
of course we're all super competitive. So when it comes down to like being on stage, we're very quiet, but backstage, for the most part, everybody is very nice.
That's cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I like to hear that. I think that's seems to be more common with the women than the men, maybe, like in terms of being,
Yeah, I think
cooperative,
so. I think so.
not as much scrapping.
Yes, their egos. It's their egos. We
Yeah,
have
yeah,
egos too, but their egos are crazy.
that's true. Yeah. The egos are bigger than the bodies sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was curious, have you sought out the judge feedback on where you need to improve your physique or your presentation?
Yeah, they all said my presentation was very good. Just need to be more conditioned. Just need to come in tighter.
Okay.
Um, bring up my hamstrings a little bit. My adductors need to come up. So I've been working really hard on that this year.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And just overall size. I think every year the girls are bigger and bigger. So
Yeah.
always trying to put on size everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And I bet Dom will bring you in condition too. So he seems to
Oh
know
yeah,
that.
he's really good at that. And now that my life is stress free for the moment, knock on wood, I think this year is going to be a big difference for me.
That's exciting. That's terrific. Yeah, I'm excited for you for sure. Like I said, I think you have great potential. So I think that's going
Thank you.
to be kind of stress free and away from the, abusive relationship and stuff too, I think is good. So,
Yeah.
are you going to planning to compete this year?
Yeah. I have about 3 more weeks of putting on size, and then we're gonna start cutting and aim for either um the Atlanta Pro or Daytona. Um, haven't really said exactly which one yet, but later on in the year, maybe even Legion again. Who knows?
Okay, terrific. Oh,
Yeah.
I think, did they drop women's physique though?
Did they really?
I think they
Oh
must have,
boy.
yeah,
I'll have to. Oh boy.
which is unfortunate. So yeah,
That's
but
so sad.
double check on that, but I think they did. So,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
whatever.
But if you come Daytona, I'll definitely see you compete there. So, and maybe Atlanta. So we'll see.
Daytona is really one I would love to do because I have a lot of family and friends in Florida. So I think that would be a good show. So
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Tampa's good too. Don't rule out Tampa.
Yeah, it's just a little too. Tampa was what I wanted to do originally, but my coach doesn't think that's enough time to be where we need to be.
Oh,
So,
sure. I
but we'll
got you.
see. Things can change. He thinks we need about 15 weeks to get me truly dialed in. So, but
Okay,
again, that can change.
that's cool. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Tampa's a good show
Yeah, it
though.
is. That's where I competed there on the NPC side of the show. That's where my first like I did figure and women's physique just to kind of see where they thought I would fit best. And of
Oh,
course, I won the overall in women's physique. So I loved that show. It was amazing.
oh, that's terrific. That's
Tim
great.
Gardner does a fantastic job. I will forever be a huge fan of Tim Gardner Productions.
Yeah, he does. He does a great job. His team's
Yeah,
really good
yeah,
too. That's great. No, I agree with you on that. I've seen a lot of his shows, and yeah, they're always really well done, I think. And
yeah,
I like in Tampa, you get to come down the steps. And I wish
yeah,
they'd
yeah.
try to run out there and try to catch
Yeah,
us. It's just kind of cool. It's like a cool intro,
like a little, yeah, little shortcut.
uh-huh. Um, I was curious, um, what do you think is like your best muscle group, and what do you think needs the most improvement?
Um, my best, I would say my back. I have a
Yeah.
really detailed and I have a lot of depth in my back.
Mhm.
And I would say I need to bring up my legs, just overall conditioning, but my hamstrings and adductors need a lot of work. So
Yeah, yeah, your back is really good. I agree with you on that. Um, I was curious, is there any advice you'd like to provide to ladies who are seeking to earn their pro card? I know there's a lot of hard work and dedication, but any secret sauce that you can talk about that helped you?
um, that's a great question. I would say just to minimize as much. I'm huge about minimizing stress as much as you can. I know it's inevitable to have some stress in your life, but just to really focus. And it's a very selfish sport. And if you're with somebody, they need to understand that there's going to be a few months out of the year that it's all about them. Like it really truly has to be all about you for a few months and
Mhm.
just dial in and put your blinders on and listen to your coach. Don't, I see this way too often, people with coaches asking other coaches about things.
Oh,
Don't, like there's like 5 million ways to get to the end goal. There's so many different ways and everybody's body is so different. So my biggest advice I think would be to listen to your coach, let them learn your body. Don't ditch them after the first show with you because they don't know your body yet,
hmm.
and really stick to them and stay loyal to them if you can, if it makes sense, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah, that's probably what I would say.
I got you. I understand.
Uh,
That's good advice. Do you think that happens often with the ladies talking to other coaches when they probably should just,
I just because I'm also a coach and I'm not like a huge coach like these other coaches, but I've seen a lot of men and females both ask me questions and I'm like, wait, don't you have a coach?
oh,
Like,
I
well, you
see.
need to ask your coach. I appreciate you reaching out to me and I'll give you advice, but at the end of the day, you need to have open communication with your coach so that they
Yeah,
know what's going on. And yeah, I mean, I have it so lucky because Dom and Amanda are so easy to talk to. Like, I tell
yeah,
them everything and anything, and they ask everything. So it's been
yeah. That's terrific. I think that's good that you can talk to them like that too. And what you said about the stress part too, I think that's important from a mental and physical standpoint, I think, because
yeah,
it can kind of really mess you up, and especially when you're depleted and you're hungry, and just you don't need the extra stress on top of that, so.
yeah, exactly. We put our bodies through enough, so yeah. But also to just enjoy life. I'm big on that too. Like, don't shut out your friends and your family just because you're trying to get to a goal, because then you're gonna miss out on so much life. Like, you can
Mm,
go to the family functions, you can go out to dinner, just bring your meals with you. Stop
yeah,
acting like a little baby. It's
yeah,
possible. You can go have fun still. Like,
that's a good point. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I gotcha. That's a really good point. I appreciate that. Yeah. Um, if I were to do bodybuilding though, I'd miss the beer because I do like beer. So
Yeah. Yeah, that is, it does suck, but only a few months, so it's okay.
I don't know, it'll be too long. And I know Grand Rapids is good for breweries too. So
Oh yeah, yep. Ugh.
Tampa is too, actually. We got some good breweries for sure.
Yeah, Tampa's a good nightlife there for sure.
It's oh yeah, it's fun. It's a great place. Yeah. Um, so we talked about your coaches, but I was curious, what would you say is the most kind of challenging aspect of prep for you?
Hmm. I would say it's tough. I
Hmm.
like being a routine person, so I actually look forward to prep because it keeps me so regimented.
Hmm.
So I guess work. I would say work because I need to be mentally there 100%. I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
especially towards like the last 4-ish weeks leading into a show, like you start to slow down, like your brain starts to slow down, and it
Yeah.
makes it really difficult to be a good nurse. But it's doable, but it does suck.
I bet it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a specialty?
I'm a trauma specialty, but I work on multiple floors right now. So, but
Wow.
trauma is my thing. Yeah.
Wow, I bet that's kind of stressful too. Yeah.
Yeah, very. It can be very stressful. I enjoy it, but yeah, like I said, mentally it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. I can see that. Wow, that's cool that you do that though for a living.
Thank
And
you.
we talked a little bit about, I think before we started recording, but it used to be a traveling nurse, but that I bet that was really tough, I bet too, to do that.
Yeah, it was. It was and it wasn't. Because you can extend your stay for as long as you want. So my travel assignments turned into like year-long stints, year and a half sometimes. Like I was in Tampa for almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Um,
cool.
but it was tough, especially around COVID. Like the patient ratios were so unsafe that it was a lot of extra work.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah.
so that
Were
was
you
difficult.
were you in Tampa during COVID?
No, right after I was in Tampa, I think 2021 to 2023.
Oh, very cool. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know it was a tough time, especially for the medical community. So,
Yeah.
yeah. No, thank you for that info. I was curious, what advice can you give to ladies who are looking for a good coach?
I would say do your research. Um, like for Dom, well, I guess it was different for me because I was pretty close friends with Nick when Dom and Nick were working together, Nick Walker.
Oh,
And
Nick Walker. Oh, yeah.
yeah, and Dom was actually at my show and my peak was just not it did I missed my peak like so bad. And
Hmm.
that's when Dom and Nick were there to watch, and he helped me drop like I'm not even joking. After prejudging, I had a judge walk up to me and say, "You look great. You have great shape, but you're not gonna win today because you are just not conditioned."
Yeah.
And I was
Okay.
like, I know, I completely missed my peak. I'm really frustrated right now. But Dom, we had about 6 or 7 hours between prejudging and finals, and he whipped out his phone and was like, okay, you need to take 12.5 of this and eat this at this time. And then in 2 hours, you're going to take this and eat this, and then you'll be good. And I was like,
Okay.
who are you? And okay, yes, I will. Um, so I did what he told me to do, and I dropped like I think 7 pounds
Really?
between prejudging and finals, and I ended up winning the overall.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
And the
Wow.
judge afterwards was like, I don't know what you did, but good job, you did it. And I was like, thanks.
That's so
So,
cool.
but sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, no problem.
I would say maybe reach out to some competitors who are working with the coach, ask them how they like it. Obviously connect with the coach and see if they'll do like a call with you and write down some questions to ask them, see how their coaching style is and if it would be a good fit for you. Ask them how often they communicate with you because I know some athletes expect more communication than others.
Yeah.
And if you don't say that up front, then you're not going to be pleased if you have a coach that's too busy to answer you right away. But
Yeah,
it's just reality. Sometimes it takes a couple days if you're working with bigger coaches.
that's true.
Um,
Yeah.
that's also why I appreciate Dom so much is because he responds within one day, like always. So.
Really? That's great. That's really
Yeah,
good.
it's 2 days if he's like traveling or something, but he always lets me know. Even if he can't respond to what I'm asking him, he'll text me. It takes 5 seconds to send a text. He'll be like, "Hey, I'm doing this right now. Let me get back to you in a couple days."
Okay.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, I would just say reach out, ask questions, shop around before just picking one.
How about asking other athletes too? Do you ever?
Yeah,
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 because I think sometimes that's good to kind of get referrals and get some unvarnished opinions maybe too. Maybe.
yeah, exactly, for sure. Yep.
Is Dom still working with Nick? Do you know? Or I was curious.
No,
Yeah. Oh,
Nick switched. He worked with him for a short while, and then Nick switched back to Matt Jansen, and then now he's with another coach. So
oh wow. Nick is kind of humongous. It's amazing.
I know he's a brick house for sure. Trains good. crazy too. It was really cool that I trained with him a few times in Tampa, so that was really fun.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, him and Derek Lunsford, I trained with them a few times and when I was living there.
Oh,
So
cool. Very
yeah, it
cool.
was really fun.
Yeah, yeah, Derek was Mr. Olympia too. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
So that's great.
yeah,
Very cool. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, Nick is just crazy big. That's amazing. I got
I
pretty.
know, I know.
Um, Now in terms of your nursing job, do you have to work like 312s out of curiosity?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
312s. Yeah.
What about overnights?
I will be working overnights for a
Mhm.
while. I've done it before and it's fine. It's it messes up your circadian rhythm a little bit, but I've gotten it down to a good it's fine.
That's cool. Yeah.
I hate it, but it's okay. It pays the bills. It's whatever.
Yeah, I
It's
understand.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know that's tough though to do. So,
Yeah. And that's another reason like to have a good coach means a lot too because Dom takes that all into consideration and asks more questions on the days that I do have to work just to make sure that we're not putting too much stress on my body. And the days that I do work, I likely won't have cardio or workouts. And that seems to be a lot better than stressing my body out even more.
okay, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, what you mentioned about circadian rhythms, I think that could be kind of tough, especially closer you get to this showtime and stuff. It'll be, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just kind of. Is it better to have 312s back to back? Do you think, and then you can have the rest of the week free, or?
Um, I'm not sure. I have to figure that out. I don't think so. I don't like doing it that way, but
Mm-hmm.
I make my own schedule too, so I'm blessed with that. So I try to do like two in a row and then have a few days off and then work one and then have a few days off and then do it again. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
yeah. Do they treat nurses pretty well there in Michigan? I know, because from my ex-wife and my mom are both nurses in Florida, and they just talked about, you couldn't get lunch, and you couldn't get there wasn't a union here either, so
Man, nursing in Florida was a whole nother level of terrifying. I mean,
really,
I worked with really cool people and it was fine with who I worked with, but it was so unsafe, just like HCA healthcare altogether. I worked in North and South Carolina as well for the same type of hospital.
yeah,
They will give you so many patients and it's so unsafe. Um,
yeah. Oh no,
so it's a different monster. But no, they treat us great here. We're a union up here, so
good.
it's been really good. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I know, and yeah, unfortunately, they don't have the nurses union down here, so
Uh-uh.
which is yeah probably better for patient care and patient safety too. So.
Yeah.
Um, Now, my next few questions, we talked about them in advance, and these are all personal, but you had been open on Instagram about leaving an abusive relationship, and I appreciate your openness and candor about that. But I was curious, how long were you with your ex? And you mentioned he cheated on you with training clients and such, which is not cool. But could you tell me a little bit more about what happened?
Yeah. So we were together for about a year and a half. And it started off pretty rocky, to be honest with you. He was there for me at USAs and I didn't introduce him to one of my guy friends and he got super upset and I saw the verbal abuse in the beginning
Hmm.
and yeah, he was pretty verbally abusive for I mean the whole relationship, but in the beginning for sure. And he would throw things and break things and it was very toxic. And then we both got ready for a show together last year when I was getting ready for the Atlantic Coast. He was getting ready for nationals, and that's when he cheated on me with his bodywork client. I found out, like, I found a love note in his bag, and he had been seeing her for a couple months, and who knows what they were saying to each other, but
Hmm.
Yeah, so that was rough because we were about 4 weeks out when I found out. And
Hmm.
that's kind of when I checked out of the relationship. And in the beginning of the relationship, would react to him, and I'm not proud of how I would react to him. But then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop reacting. It's not worth it. He clearly can't control himself. I deserve more than this. So that's when I started to back off a little bit, and
Hmm.
I started going to therapy. Like 3 times a week.
Hmm.
I was in the Bible every day, and
Hmm.
my therapist just said, just don't react, just don't react, just stay cool, and then figure out an escape plan.
Hmm.
And so that's what I started to do. And that's when he got more reactive because I think I wasn't firing back at him. So it
Oh, I
pissed him
see.
off even more.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I mean, he dumped a bottle of mustard on my head. He dragged me across our kitchen floor. He slammed the slider door on my legs multiple times. He broke
Wow.
my camera lens. He broke 2 of my phones. He broke my Apple Watch. He would
Wow.
even like one day, this is when I was like, oh, okay, I really need to get out. He finally punched me with a closed fist square in the face.
Wow.
Um,
Oh
yeah,
no.
and then chased me with a tool in our garage and said, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And
Wow.
like the last probably month and a half of our relationship, he would threaten me almost every day to cheat on me and or to kill me. And
Wow.
he would just say the most crazy things. Like I've never heard a man say these things to anybody. Like that's just wild, some of the things he would say. Like, I hope you and your family die. Like just
Hmm.
off the wall stuff. Very racist too. Like I won't
Hmm.
even go there, but
Wow.
yeah, very, very bad.
Wow. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And I'm glad you got out of it too.
Thank you.
Was it hard to leave, or did were you kind of worried about your safety if you tried to leave? And
It was difficult for a few reasons. Like we were on the same lease together. So my original plan was, just to wait it out and deal with it until our lease was up. And I got into a different house, and then he manipulated his he manipulated our landlord of the new house. He told her that I was crazy, and she took me off the lease, put himself on the lease. And
oh,
then I was getting my blood work drawn one day. I got a phone call from him saying the cops are on their way. You need to get out of the house.
hmm,
And I was like, for what? Like, you need to get out of the house. I'm kicking you out. And I
wow,
said, okay. So I showed up, and 3 squad cars pulled up and said that somebody called and said I was breaking and entering and that I was holding him at gunpoint,
what?
which was insane because I was the only person at our house. My name was still on the lease.
Yeah,
It was just me and my dogs, and I had a key to the house. So they were very upset.
yeah,
Uh,
wow,
so I got a car. I packed everything in my car that I could. I had to leave behind a lot of stuff, but that's fine. And I just drove home with my dogs.
oh wow,
Yeah.
wow,
But another big thing with that was I left my nursing career to help him with his businesses. He owns a meal prep company, and his organization with everything is just terrible.
hmm,
And so I did all of the back end stuff for his businesses. And
yeah,
when he essentially kicked me out, he drained all of the money from our business bank account. And I think it was him trying to trap me there, to be honest with you.
hmm,
Um, so I left with $6 on my account.
wow,
And thankfully, I have a loving family. They helped me out. But yeah, it
yeah,
was fucking messy. It was really messy. And he was surprised. This was the thing that blew my mind. I left, and he was like, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home. Where do you think I'm going? Not here." And he's like, "Well, are you coming back? When are you coming back? Like, I miss you. I love you. I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't have done any of this to you. I'm so fucked up in the head. Just give me time to work on myself, and be better for you. Like, invited me to Easter and all this shit. He's like, you can come back, you can come back.
No.
Like, are you crazy?
Yeah, no, I think you're better off getting out of that
Oh,
situation anyway.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And now so I found out he was cheating again, with one of our clients that we both were working with.
Oh, wow.
I noticed like she commented something weird on his post like a few weeks before me and him, before I left.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's probably nothing. Well, now they're dating and like
Mm.
she just met the family this weekend and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Wow. Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
No, I'm glad that you're out of that situation though. It's
yeah,
really better for the best for you and yeah,
absolutely.
no, it sounds like it doesn't sound like a great guy there too. It's kind of
No, I mean, his insecurities were insane. I wasn't allowed to have any guy friends. God forbid I even looked in the general direction of a man in the gym because then, oh, you're checking them out. Like, what the fuck? You're a whore. You're this, you're that. Would
mm,
say I'm a cheater just if I texted a guy friend. Like,
hmm,
just too much, too much.
I understand. Yeah. No, and and like we talked about, just being away from that stressful environment will probably help you a lot personally, but competitively and work and
Yeah,
everything.
already
So
has been
yeah,
so much better. Yeah.
that's terrific. Yeah. Um, I was curious well, with a traveling nurse or um, did you have to get like a license to do nursing in Michigan when you moved to Michigan or?
Yeah, so I was already licensed in Michigan, so I just had to renew my license when I came back. So it
Oh,
took a few weeks. I was, the last, I think it's been a month and a half now. So I've been jobless for a month and a half, but
yeah,
I just started my new job this week. So I'm excited to be back into it.
that's great. No, that's terrific. No, I'm really pleased for you. I think that's good.
Of
And again, I appreciate your openness and candor in this kind of
course.
situation. So now that your ex, I think he just seemed like really self-righteous in terms of his faith. Do you think do you suppose he kind of hid that bad behavior behind a kind of a cloak of false faith? That's not easy to say. His actions just
Yeah,
don't seem very Christian to me, it just seems a little suspicious.
his actions definitely do not match up with what he believes, and I don't know that he does it on purpose. I want to believe that he does not do it on purpose.
Mm,
I do know there are people that use God and Christianity as a manipulation tactic.
mhm,
I hope that's not him. It doesn't seem like it is. I mean,
mm,
I stayed, right? So I stayed for reasons. I did see good in him. I did see potential in him. He just
mm,
had a lot of childhood trauma and just a lot of trauma in general from his upbringing.
mhm,
And being a nurse, I also think he's got a little bit of bipolar disorder,
mm.
but
Yeah.
because he would be in the word every day and we watched sermons every morning, like that's the first thing we did was write down what you're grateful for. We would listen to a sermon. We'd start off great and then
Mm,
he would just lose his way. So I hope
mm.
he didn't do it on purpose. My heart wants to say he didn't hide behind his skirt on purpose, but all I can do is pray that God really works on him and that he can put himself back together because he is very broken.
I gotcha. I understand. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that though. But yeah, no, that's cool. But thank you again for letting me talk to you about that and
Of course.
yeah, I appreciate it. Now kind of getting back to more fun stuff, but do your parents and siblings support your bodybuilding efforts? Do they come to your shows and stuff too?
Yeah, they do. At first they were like, but I will say in the beginning when I was bikini, that look is not a healthy look.
Yeah.
It's way different when you have a lot of muscle on you. Like my backbone was showing. I was so frail looking.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they were like kind of iffy about it in the beginning. They loved when I power lifted. They thought that was really cool.
Okay.
But now they do support me fully with bodybuilding. They think I look awesome. They came like my mom and my sister drove down from Michigan to watch me at the Atlantic coast, so that was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very
they
good.
they watched me a few times, so yeah, it's been really nice to have a supportive family.
That's really cool. That's great. Yeah. And the I was tell you a quick story. I went to, I think it was in Tampa, and it was the NPC show, I think. But I remember sitting next to a mom and step father of a girl that was up doing bikini up on stage. But I just remember the father or stepfather kept averting his eyes when she would turn around and show her butt.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
so cute though. But it was like, yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. I'd be
it
like,
is
oh,
cute, but it's yeah, if you're not in the sport, I don't think you understand the appreciation for it as much.
yeah,
So to us, we're like, oh, those glutes, look at that, like look at her glutes. Like that's it's very not sexualized for us who
yeah.
are competing in it, but it's to an outsider, we look absolutely ridiculous for sure.
And it is, yeah, it's this little girl up there, just, yeah, just be kind of weird
Yeah. Just
for a
bend
parent.
over real quick. Oh God.
Yeah, whereas I think women's physique is, yeah, probably less sexualized because you're not, yeah,
Not doing all the booty posing, yeah.
yeah, the booty. Oh man. And I'm glad you did women's physique too. I think that's good. And
Thank you.
now I was curious, do you have any kids? Or are you interested in having kids later?
I don't have any kids, but I definitely want kids. Also, a
Cool.
great thing to keep in mind if you're looking for a coach is make sure that they know about hormones. Make sure
Yeah.
they know you want to have children
Uh-huh.
because it can be very unsafe sport for that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm glad I'm a nurse. I have my own knowledge of hormones and what the body is supposed to go through. And my coach is very knowledgeable with that too. And he knows that I want a family. So
Good.
one day, one day.
That's something that's come up recently. I saw an interview where not talking about, doing the blood work is important, but also checking your hormones is important too, because you can really get those
Or,
out of whack if you're not careful. Yeah.
yeah. I make all of my clients get their hormones checked, whether they're competing or not. Like it's just good to know. Like it's
Hmm.
like changing your oil in the car. You got to know if it needs to be changed. How do you know if you're optimizing your health and if you don't know what the heck's going on under the hood? So yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's true.
important.
Oh, one thing I did forget to ask you, and I forgot my questions too. In
Go
terms of
for
your coaching, are you working with lifestyle and competitors, or do you have a preference for one or the over the
it.
other?
I work with anybody. Anybody who needs help, I'm more than happy to help. I have a lot of lifestyle clients. I
Mm.
have also prepped quite a few people.
Hmm.
Um, I like serious athletes. I like all athletes though. I'm just here to help, honestly. Like I've
Cool.
had some bad experiences with coaches in the beginning of my career, and I have had hormone issues because of it.
Okay.
So if I find it a lot that people can't afford coaches, so then they end up going for these, lower level coaches that might not know as much
Mm.
just because they
Gotcha.
can afford them. So
Hmm.
I always put it out there. I'm willing to work with anybody on cost. I'm very affordable just because I want them to have a good experience. I want them to do well and I want them to be healthy. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Are you stoked? Do you have room for more clients currently?
Yeah, I do. I don't have a ton of clients right now. I actually, when I left that relationship, I just gave them all of the clients, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I
I
got you.
didn't want to put up a fight. So
Hmm.
a couple of them left and came with me, but I yeah, I left them all with him. So plenty of spots to fill.
Makes sense though. Yeah, and that's cool. Okay, cool. So people can reach out to you by Instagram, probably
Yeah, they
DM.
can just shoot me a DM. I'm really good at getting back to people.
Okay, cool. I just have a few more questions for you. I was curious, what would you say is the most kind of misunderstood aspect of bodybuilding by the general public, the non-bodybuilder world out there?
Um, Most misunderstood. Oh, that you need to you need to run a lot of gear in order to do well. That's such
Uh-huh.
baloney.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. That's true.
yeah, no, a little goes a long way.
Hmm.
Um, it's still an unhealthy sport. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit with you and say that we're all super healthy. Like getting to that level of body fat is not a healthy thing. You can't
Yeah,
sustain that and be in good health. But
that's true.
I would say that's the biggest misconception is I've had a lot of people come up to me like, well, I want to compete, but I don't want to take all of this stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to take any of it if you don't want to.
Yeah,
You have to, if you want to be super competitive, you do have to take some stuff. But
yeah,
there are healthy ways to go about it. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
that's good advice. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think you don't need a lot of gear to be successful, you know, and
Yeah,
it's probably better for your health wise not to overdo it too.
yeah, for sure.
I was curious, do you feel, does it ever feel weird for you to have like fans? Because, you know, I've talked to a lot of female bodybuilders who never expected to have fans, but you know, is that kind of weird for you?
Yeah, I like to say I'm a humble person, and I don't. It catches me off guard when people come up to me. Like I was here, like one of the first weeks coming back here, a girl came up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, I love your shirt. It's so cool." And I was like, I just took it off and gave it to her. And then she came back up to me with a Sharpie and was like,
Oh,
"Will you sign my shirt? I just found out you're a pro."
oh, really?
And I was
Oh,
just
that's
like,
sweet.
I'm here signing someone's shirt. And then at like another gym, they're like, "Will you sign our wall?" I was like, I guess.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I'm still like kind of shaken up because to me, I'm just another person, and I'm also not somebody that idolizes people.
Yeah,
I've never idolized anybody, even like supermodels and stuff or athletes in the NFL. I've never idolized people like that just because I know
yeah,
we're all human. We're all living the same walk of life, and just some people it looks a little bit different than others. And I just happen to be a pro, but I'm still Jenny. I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird.
that's cool. Yeah, I could see where
Yeah.
that could be kind of weird, especially being humble like you are and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though. That must feel kind of good to
It
have
does
people
feel good.
sign the shirt and sign the wall.
Yeah. Does boost my ego a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Um, I was curious, do you ever find it hard to keep up with demands of social media? I know you're pretty young. You're what, 29, you said, right?
Yeah, 29, I'll be 30 in a couple weeks.
So it's kind of like I would think social media would be somewhat second nature to you being a young person, but what do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me to be honest with you. I wouldn't say I'm as good as the 21, 22, 23 year olds coming up, but it's
Yeah.
also not my life. Like I
Yeah.
don't care to make it my life. I use it as my diary more than anything and to promote the companies that I do work with. But yeah, it's pretty easy.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I think I don't know if I mentioned before I started recording or not, but my daughter's 19 and she's
Oh,
always,
cool.
yeah, but she's like a social media expert. I think she could be, you know,
Oh, I
social media
bet.
manager for work eventually, but she's critical of my selfie skills. My selfie skills are so bad.
Well, tell her to help you out.
Yeah, she does. She'll kind of like try to get me to
That's
get the
cute.
right angle, and
Oh, that's cute.
it is. It's very cute. She's a great kid.
Good.
Um, so is there anything that I missed that you maybe like to address, or anybody you'd like to shout out?
Um, I don't think so. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Just again, huge shout out to my coaches, Dom and Amanda. They helped me through a lot this year. I've been through a lot in the last 3 years, even with him as my coach. I've had to move across country unexpectedly a couple times. So just a
Mhm.
huge shout out to him. He's become one of my best friends for sure. So it's been great.
That's terrific. No, yeah, he and Amanda both seem like great coaches and great
Yeah,
people too.
they
So
are really great people.
that's great. And you mentioned sponsors. Do you have some sponsors currently?
Yeah, Violate the Dress Code is my clothing sponsor.
Okay.
And then Sleek Fit Jewelry. They have some really cool jewelry. I wear them every day.
I saw that.
Um,
Those are pretty. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
they don't rust or anything. I wear them all the time, and they're
Nice.
really good quality. And then I also work with Muscle Sport for
Okay.
my supplements and protein.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been great.
Very cool. That's awesome. Very cool. I'll make sure to include those down in the comments too, or the
Yeah,
description.
code Jen at checkout.
Very cool. No, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Jen. I really appreciate it. I do, before we go, I want to ask you if you wouldn't mind doing a bicep.
Oh, for sure. I'll even take my shirt off.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you look great.
Oh, gosh. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice. Biceps are looking good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, of course.
No, I appreciate it. And best wishes to you competing this year too. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. This has been so fun. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. And like I said, I think you're in a better spot now. So I think you're gonna do better than ever with competing. So I'm excited
Yeah,
for you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And like I said, I'll get this probably posted tomorrow morning. So I'll
Okay.
tag you and stuff. But thank you.
Of course.